All right, hi everybody. Today's a bit of an interesting video. I want to talk about the homeless situation that's going on in our society. I live in Canada, and there seems to be more and more homeless people in every province, city across the country in our country. And I have spent a lot of time over the years really just kind of thinking about the whole situation, and now I kind of want to share some thoughts with you. And, kind of some of the first couple of thoughts that come to me is, we were all kids at one point in our lives. And so, what happens along the way when we grow up? Where do our feelings get hurt? Where do we make poor decisions? And, why do some of us kind of go down a very slippery slope? And why do some of us not? And of course, reading articles in the newspaper and trying to understand what's going on, I've kind of put together a system because I noticed that we have a fractured system in our country where people who are homeless sometimes make a poor decision, commit a crime because they're trying to survive, and then all of a sudden that person or that situation drives them into a criminal stream of processing, and they're treated unfairly, and they're really given no support along that law enforcement, court, jail experience. I think it only makes them more upset, and then nothing has changed. And our society has invested money into the system to, process them, hold them in jail, take them to court, insult them basically, and then let them out, and basically gonna end up probably at some point down the road repeating what they're doing. So my question to the world, mainly Canadians and all of the organizations, and I do plan on sending this video to a couple of organizations, I just don't understand why we don't have a system in place. And so let's just look at this system as a facility. And on the whiteboard here, I know it's very primitive, but this is kind of my general idea in regards to how I think a homeless person could possibly be helped back to health and, back into society and contributing as a private citizen. So here we go. The first floor in this theory of mine would be obviously consumption, supervision, and trust. Somebody comes in off the street, they're probably dealing with an addiction, and we're going to take care of their consumption, and we're going to make sure we're supervising their consumption. And I think over time, we build trust, and that's very important. I think at some point when we do build the trust, this could be weeks or months. There is no timeline here. But eventually that person says they're tired and they would love to change or get help or, move forward. At that point, the person who's properly trained in the supervision of the consumption says, hey, you know what? This facility actually has a system where the second floor could lead you to detox. Are you interested in joining the program? Hopefully the trust and the person on the ground floor says yes, and they go to the second floor. Well, the second floor, with all of the proper supports in place 24/7, maybe, and I don't know because I'm not a professional, maybe we're looking at a 30 to 120 day detox program to get you cleaned up. If you succeed, in my theory, if you succeed from floor 2 and you dry up, you graduate to floor number 3. Floor number 3 involves all of the counseling services in place to deal with you or that person. I'm not sure if it's general counseling. I'm not sure if it's psychological, psychiatric. I don't know what kind of counseling that is, but those services have to be all in place. Then we can address or start to slowly work on life skills, and then we can start the beginning of rebuilding this person's dignity, because I think it's dignity that we're missing the boat on here. If we can, be successful on floor 3, and again, 24/7 services in place, because if there's a bit of a slip or a fallback, we want to be able to catch the individual and help them. But they, and they're, again, I don't know what the timelines are, but you work your way through floor number 3, which entitles you to graduate to floor number 4. You continue to build on the counseling, the life skills, the dignity. But on floor 3, we do start talking about community involvement through volunteering to also build confidence. Because I think what a lot of people in our world are doing is missing the boat on dignity. Your feelings are hurt. You feel unloved. You feel left behind. So we need to focus on the dignity. If we can work our way through successfully, again, with the 24/7 supports in place for floor number 4, we graduate to floor number 5. Number 5 says, continue to build confidence and dignity. From steps taken from floors 3 and 4, we can now start talking about adding more community volunteering hours to build more dignity and healing. And of course, all of this is now starting to build momentum. If we can graduate through floors number 5, we get to number 6. If we're successful in achieving success through floors 3 through 5, then we should start exploring, education, upskilling, part-time employment, and life skills, daily grooming, going grocery shopping, learning to cook, getting organized, brushing your teeth. All of these things are happening between floors 3 and 6. I don't understand why we don't have this in place. It seems like a fairly decent idea, and yet it's all over the place. But let's just keep moving on here. So we get out of floor number 6 and we get into floor number 7. If we're successful in achieving success through floors 3 through 6, a person, if employed, will pay rent back into the building and services that have been provided. So in my mind, this is a business of healing. And if we can graduate to floor number 7, I think it makes sense for the person. Of course, I think in floor number 7, you're now slowly starting to pull away from the 24/7 supports. I think here you're really developing, I think your dignity is on its way, and you're also building independence. And so we're slowly starting to pull away from you as a system. We're still there for you, but we're now backing off on grocery shopping, cooking, daily grooming, brushing your teeth, time management, volunteering, possibly upskilling, going back to school, working. And if you are on floor number 7, I think it makes sense to start paying some rent back into this system that has helped you get to this point. If you can graduate out of floor number 7, you are now welcome to get to the top floor of this theory. And if floor number 8 says if a person in floor number 8 will live independently, pays more rent, and eventually graduates into private life. Floor number 8 could be, this whole process here could be 36 months. Again, I'm just throwing something out. This is obviously not easy, and not everybody's going to succeed. But I think this gives our society and the homeless community a fighting chance. And if you can get to floor number 8, you're basically celebrated, and you're told, hey, listen, you can hang out here for, a period of time that makes sense to all of us and for yourself. But at some point you are paying full rent back into this program or system. And I think at some point when you're ready to move on, we're going to celebrate your success, your graduation, your healing, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to have a party or a celebration, and we're going to wish you on, and you're going to go into private life, and you're going to contribute back into society. And you're welcome to come back and visit anytime, just to make sure that if there is a small little hiccup somewhere along the way on the road, we are still here for you. Why we do not have this in place in Canada completely boggles my mind. Because before I say goodbye, my question really to whoever has the educational qualifications to possibly provide me with an answer for my little theory here is, what is the cost? This is my question to you. What is the cost to our society to not care about homeless people in our country? And what is the cost to care about homeless people in our society? I would really love to know what that number is. And I strongly believe that if we actually invested the money into this theory, we would save money in our country and we would be actually helping people go from being homeless to healthy. Thank you.